Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to another random review. Today's random review comes from 1978. It comes from those crazy Czechs, and it's from Deaf Crocodile, and it's ADELA has not had supper yet, or ADELA has not had dinner yet, and this is the second of the Deaf Crocodile hard boxes that was released, and you get a really nice thick booklet with words and pictures in it, and then you actually get a disc with a film as well. This is region A, like all of the Deaf Crocodile releases. So this was directed by Aldridge Lipsky, who did Happy End, which was released by Second Run, which I did a video on, which is quite wonderful. And from Deaf Crocodile, The Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians, which is quite wonderful as well. And the thing I love about the Czech kind of 70s, the pohodky and their kind of fantasy films where they could throw in political stuff that the censors might not notice, is there's almost like a theatre, a repertory company of actors. So the lead in ADELA has not had supper yet is also the lead actor in The Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians. The villain in ADELA has not had supper yet is the same actor who's the villain in The Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians. It also stars the actress who was in Who Wants to Kill Jesse, and the cremator himself is actually in the film as a police inspector. So it has this wonderful, again, it's like a little group of actors that are in so many of these films. I'm actually surprised that our favourite, who I can't remember what his name is, but it's pretty much in all these films, isn't actually in ADELA has not had her supper yet. So that aside, the film itself is absolutely wonderful. Might be my favourite film of the year. It's basically a detective story about an American detective coming to Prague to investigate the mysterious disappearance of a dog, of course. But it comes across as a cross between a Sherlock Holmes film and A Little Shop of Horrors. The detective character, his tagline is constant vigilance, and the cremator himself, as I said, is a local police officer who helps him with the investigation, but he's far more interested in sausages and Pilsner beer. I didn't actually realise that Pilsner came from Prague, so I learned something. And he is very much like Sherlock Holmes. He has a criminal mastermind adversary who he thinks is dead and died in a swamp, but the gardener lives on because the plot involves meat-eating plants. I am telling the truth. A cabaret act called Irma the Cat, who wears a paper mache cat hat. There's a little person who's a spy who has lots of disguises, and speaking of disguises, here's a furry beast getting in the way of the camera, this ultimate killer, this cold-blooded killer, will hopefully pass by the camera in a second, or she might actually just put her bottom on camera. Yep, that's the thing when you're living with apex predators. You know, they can pounce and rip out your jugular vein. Yep, she's showing her bottom. I think YouTube might actually ban this because you're not really allowed to show ani on YouTube videos, and as you can see, she's definitely ready for her close-up Mr. DeMille, and she's off again, and as the camera focuses I will attempt to refocus on ADELA has not had her supper yet. So the detective has lots of just wonderful gags and gadgets. There's great stuff with hats, because as he says, there has to be, you need constant vigilance. He's a master of disguise. Again, it is basically a Sherlock Holmes rip-off, but it's just so enjoyable. So for example, he always carries about an ebony rod, so he can rub it on a fox's tail that he has. Again, I'm not making it up. It's 102 minutes. It absolutely flies by. It's got a wonderful villain. As I said, it's the actor that was the villain in The Mysterious Castle in the Carpathians. He has a really genuine reason to exact his revenge, using his killer plants. There's just so many great set pieces, and there's stop motion in the film. There's also use of still photography to tell part of the story. So it's really playful. It's really done with a light touch. It never really stops. It doesn't drag in any way. It's how to do these caper detective films just absolutely wonderfully. As with all Deaf Crocodile films, the print is exquisite, and it has really good extras. This is a new commentary by Czech film expert Irina Kovarova in actual fact, of Comeback Company, and Czech film critic and screenwriter Teresa Berchakova, and there's 4 rare Jerry Berdeka animated shorts who wrote the film, and he also has directed some films himself, and some shorts. So we have Badly Drawn Hen from 1963, which is 13 minutes, which is a lovely little film about a class of school children being asked to draw a hen, and there's one little boy who's the dreamer, one little boy who's the SWAT, and the dreamer draws a hen that doesn't look like the hen that they've been asked to draw, and it gets put in the bin, but then at night it actually comes alive. It's just a beautiful thing, and obviously it's about state-controlled censorship. And then we have Forrester's Song to the Forest from 1966, which is 9 minutes, which is absolutely brilliant, which is about a forester who shoots his beloved, then shoots himself. Fantastic. And then we have What Did I Not Tell the Prince, which is a beautiful little reworking of the Oscar Wilde, or how the Oscar Wilde story came about. And again, it's beautiful, ends in death, tragedy, misery, wonderful. And then The Miner's Rose from 1974, which is 8 minutes long, which again is about a miner given a rose by his beloved, and then it all ends up in death, tragedy, and bereavement and grief. Absolutely wonderful. So another home run from Deaf Crocodile. Again, you can buy the hard box edition, or there will be a standard edition. They seem to have moved on from the slipcover editions to the hardcover editions, and they're quite wonderful. Again, you can see the cremator there playing the police inspector. You can see the cat woman there's our hero obviously, and there's the heroine. Again, the meat eating plants are done really well with stop motion, and the gardener can also serve tea by using his plants to the tune of Mozart. He controls them. It's quite fantastic. It's just so much fun, and again, so playful, brilliantly done, and it's just films that they just don't make them like this anymore, literally. So if you like the kind of Czech new wave, the fantastical stuff, like the Mysterious Castle of Carpathians, which I've done a random review of, if you want to check that out. Obviously the cremator is a bit more serious, but Who Killed Jesse, or Who Wants to Kill Jesse, is wonderful. Girl on a Broomstick, I've done a random review of that. Also Three Wishes for Cinderella I did a review of, and Happy End, directed by Lipsky as well. I did a random review of that because this is brilliant as well. So again, another home run from Deaf Crocodile. If you like your wacky mysteries and your colourful adventures featuring meat-eating plants or human-eating plants, then ADELA Has Not Had Her Supper Yet is certainly probably for you. Hopefully Deaf Crocodile will release more from Lipsky, including the famous Lemonade Joe, which was from 1964, which is his take on the Western. That's certainly a film that I'd quite like to see, and it would be great if Deaf Crocodile could do a restoration release of that one. I think coming up in the Deaf Crocodile's list is actually 2 releases coming in November, I think. I have pre-ordered their October release, as I do, because I am Deaf Crocodile complete, even though they are a bit expensive, sadly. That's the downside of Deaf Crocodile. It's either that or need to emigrate to America, I guess. So thanks very much for watching this random review. Please let me know if you've seen ADELA Has Not Had Her Supper Yet and what you think of it, or if you've seen any other cat's bottoms, and hopefully you'll join me again for more random reviews. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films saying farewell.